Okay. Now, network management is very simple. The process of orchestrating network traffic and data flow across the enterprise ecosystem. Network management is also defined as the process, in fact, which involves the network monitoring, the network security, the automation, and tools needed or the tools used to help you establish your network. So when you talk about network management, it's all the process or the methods involved for you to actually monitor a network, make sure the network is actually functioning at the way or at an extent or at the speed you expect it to be. Maybe as a network expert, you build a network organization. You can't just build a network and leave it like that. No. You build a network, then you manage it. You control how it's supposed to work. You monitor what is coming in and what is going. You detect any traffic moving out and moving in so that you can be able to know your data flow across the ecosystem you've created in that organization. When I talk about ecosystem here, ecosystem is just so it's an interconnection of a network. So when you create a network, maybe you create a network whereby the administration can send messages to the normal employees. This is a network. Now you are actually the sole responsible. You are so responsible for making sure that flow works, because if you create such a network and your administrator wants to send a message and the people are not getting it, it means there is a problem with the network. It's your duty to make sure everything is flowing in such a network. Please, any question? Right, let's continue. The primary purpose of network management is to simply deliver a secure, reliable, and high performance network to end users, including businesses in the enterprise and the end customers. Now, when you finished creating a network, you are not done. Maybe you are a network expert. You design a network, you've implemented it, you know your infrastructure, you know your diagnosis tools, you've taught everyone in the organization how to use the network. You are not done. You need management. Who is going to manage the network? In fact, you are going to make sure the network you build deliver a very secure and reliable and high performance network straight from the admin to the end user or the customers. Most of you guys are students, and students on your campus, on your various campuses, we have networks such as the internet network. Now you can see your internet network. When you are in your various residence or hall of residence, you can connect to the Wi-Fi. You are the end user. Someone is at the top there monitoring the network. Monitoring if something goes wrong, the person is supposed to fix. So sometimes you might be there, you get a slow network, or when you connect, it can't connect. You'll be prompt to go and visit here or go here or go to the IT services, go here. They are in charge or responsible to make sure you, the end user, or from the management to the end user, everything is reliable, securely, and high performing, because network is very crucial in every organization. It ensures the communication and the flow of work. So if a network gets disrupted, so imagine you are in an organization whereby you actually deals with customer services, and when your customer service channel gets cut off, it's going to hurt your customers. They can't afford to lose the customer network, because any time or any day they will lose the customer network, meaning the revenue is going to come low, is going to drop. Right. Network management is also responsible for managing data flow in and out of different host environments, such as on-premise service, private clouds, public cloud platforms. You are also responsible for the network management. You're also responsible for the servers being used on this network. You need to perform daily check on these servers, because this network you design, you use infrastructure. Infrastructure, some comes with softwares, some comes with hardware. Sometimes some software might need an update, or some hardware has gotten a problem. You need to diagnose everything, know that this is going on, this is coming on. Some networks are in fact hybrid. Some are online, some are formed on the cloud. When I say online, for example, most universities in your email network, most of them are on the cloud. So your name dot the university directorate. For example, for University of Ghana students, maybe your name dot let's say at st.uj.edu. That at st.uj.edu is a cloud platform. That's a network. So when that network gets disrupted or gets fault, you are not going to receive any email. It is the responsibility of the network management team to make sure everything, or day in and day out, that particular server is active and they are running checks to prevent or to actually promote the flow of data in the organization. Any question?
No, sir.
Right. Now, we have types. We are types, 4 types in networking. 1, we have configuration, the accounting, performance, security management. In fact, in networking, you know automatically there are configuration. Even when you are connecting your mobile phone or your laptop to a network in an organization, that you need to configure it. Configuration. Now, the management is responsible for the configuration here. The management is responsible for the configuration here. Now, they will make sure how they configure, they make known to the end users. So you can't just go to a certain campus and connect their Wi-Fi. No, when you are connecting their Wi-Fi, an already known person or user would have to assist you. Oh, choose this, choose that. The network performance too. Now, the network management team is also there to make sure, in fact, every day we deliver bandwidth about 20 gig. Is it happening so or not? You see, sometimes you'll be on campus or you'll be on organization network. You'll be on organization network and you realize there's slow network connectivity. In fact, when this happens, it means the network management team has to go over the network, troubleshoot it, and make sure the data flow is running as it should. Now we are going to explore network management. What actually network management entails. 1, network fault management. You can have a designated network fault management team to anticipate, detect, and resolve network faults to minimize downtime. Now, network fault management team, what is their sole responsibility? This team is responsible for detecting faults in the network. So our daily activities, maybe someday it has been interrupted. The fault management team are responsible to actually or daily be going around checking and detecting faults and finding ways and means to solve all these network problems. Their sole, in fact, their sole job is to make sure to clear the channel so that this network flow or the data flow within the network is consistent. Any fault that emerges in the network, it is the sole duty of this network fault management to resolve this issue. The next one is network configuration management. Network configurations are a key aspect of performance. These configurations are expected to change dynamically to keep up with data and traffic demands in a large enterprise. An example of network configuration management is an IT professional remotely altering the connectivity settings to boost performance. When we talk about this network configuration management, they are also responsible to make sure that the demands or how data flow, the performance, how the network is doing. But there are some people monitoring the network and making sure that the network is at this level, or today there are a lot of people on this network. Hence, we should increase the bandwidth, or today there are a lot of traffic coming here, and hence we should boost the bandwidth or the network speed from here. These are the people responsible for configuration, making sure the network performance is increased as per demand. We have network accounting and utilization management. As network requirements evolve, employees will consume more network resources and add to enterprise costs. That's network accounting and utilization management. As network requirements evolve, employees will consume more network resources and add to enterprise cost. The network accounting management team monitors utilization, finds anomalies, and tracks utilization trends for different departments, business functions, office locations, online products, or even individual users. Now, you see, this networking is a whole cost on its own because it entails a lot. Some buy bandwidth, some will do this, some will do that. Now, this network accounting and utilization management, they make sure to detect how each end users are using, for example, department, offices, the product, the business, how each of them, the bandwidth they are using, their utilization, and how they can actually adjust to each of their needs, whether to provide more or to reduce more, whether to detect whether they are using in the right way or not. This is the sole function of the network accounting and utilization management. The next one is the network performance management. This is one of the most central aspects of network management. Network performance management involves various tasks that help boost network uptime, service availability, and concurrent bandwidth speeds. Okay, now the network performance management, as its name suggests, they are so responsible to make sure the performance or the uptime of a network is in fact available for all. They are to make sure any reduction in the performance, they are so responsible for to check whatever is causing that. They are solely responsible for improving or to make sure the network uptime, the network keeps on performing, or the network keeps on giving what it needs to do to ensure a smooth data flow in an organization. Any question? Right, the next one is network security management. Network security management. As most enterprises processes move online, network security is vital for resilience, risk management, and success. In fact, in a network, you will need security management. The end users, some are not unpredictable. You have to actually monitor the network, ensure security. Some of your users might be accessing sites or websites, or accessing places where it's highly likely they will be infected with these viruses or these attacks on this network. Now, the network security management makes sure this doesn't happen by actually, so sometimes you can see that when you are connected to either campus or to a certain organization's internet network, you can't visit certain sites. In fact, they are there to protect their network. The network security management has restricted you from actually going to that website but accessing resources which is not intended for you. For example, some students, most campuses are restricted from visiting these betting sites and these movie downloading sites, all in name of protecting the bandwidth and also preserving it. The network security management is so responsible for it. Please, any question? We have 6 key components of network management. We have 6 key components of network management. Network management leverages multiple connected components to execute operations. These include 1. We have endpoint connectivity. 2. Logging systems. 3. We have network automation. We have server connectivity, switch management, and we have network assurance. Endpoint connectivity. A primary purpose of your network infrastructure is connecting enterprise endpoints. This could be on-premise workstations, lobby kiosk, conference room systems. It could also involve a distributed landscape that helps connect remote employees and multiple branch organizations. Now, the endpoint type also varies depending on business need. Network management helps ensure that the necessary endpoint nodes are connected at all times, and network admins have real-time visibility into the performance of each node. IT teams may also use centralized network monitoring to supervise a single interface endpoint connectivity for distributed location. When we talk about endpoint, you'll see sometimes on various organizations on their campuses, you have a central point whereby it's monitoring. You also have a receiving point somewhere, that's a sub receiving point, that's an endpoint. This makes sure they are interconnected. So from the central point, it comes to the endpoint, then it goes to the normal user or the end user. This makes sure there is a smooth transmission of this traffic or the performance of each network. Now, they also helps in monitoring the network from various aspects. And the second one is logging systems. Logging systems are an essential component of network management as they help monitor network performance per industry standards and maintain exhaustive records. Now, when we talk about logging systems in a simple form is a file whereby whatever is going on in network is being written down automatically. So it's a file which also keeps records of whatever is going on the network, so that maybe we had a problem at this time, we can refer to that file and know, oh, this happened this year at this time. So the logging systems also help to keep the network in check so that any problem or any activity or any record that may happen in the network, we can get a proof of it and monitor the network. The third one, we have network automation. Network automation reduces the manual effort involved in the 5 different types of network management. It can help auto-heal common issues based on a predetermined protocol for network fault management. Now, network automation, it's very simple. We have network automation tool that actually helps in the supervision, the automatic supervision. So actually there will be a network whereby whereby in the network there is a fault, whereby the network there is a fault. So in a fault, maybe if there is a network automation, now the automated system will automatically try to adjust the system to suit the needs at that particular time, so that even when the manual fixing team is not there, the network can adjust itself and actually roll whatever it has to ensure the smooth access of the network. Automation also lets you learn about different threat types and find them with minimal manual intervention for network security management. So automation will work in a way whereby even if there is a minimal, even if there is not enough support from manual intervention, automation can help you solve problems or detect network problems and auto align or adjust itself to suit that particular situation at that time. We have server connectivity. Now, the server connectivity component of network management looks after the connectivity status of non-end user devices. For example, if your enterprise relies on virtual machines or a series of privately hosted servers to power application-related processes, these need to be kept online. Network management must ensure maximum uptime for server devices, just like endpoints. So, in various organizations, they have their servers. The server connectivity to make sure the network is running very smoothly, just like the endpoints. So the server is to make sure power the processes on network. So some campuses, they have their directorate hosted on servers in some point or at some location on the campus. Now they have to make sure these servers, the connectivity is consistent. When it goes down, that particular network will also fall. This is the server connectivity to make sure everything is running smoothly, that in a way the server connection or the server uptime has been kept online without any interruption. And the point that the server goes down, the network is disrupted. We have the switch management. Network switches are hardware appliances that help connect endpoint devices to primary enterprise network while enforcing necessary IT protocols. But the switch management tool we have you can testify in various organizations or campuses. We have various switches, routers. Now the switch management also makes sure it gives the traffic flow in and out of switches. They make sure they diagnose the upstream issues. They ensure the consistent speeds and anticipate bottlenecks. So these switches ensure the flow, the traffic flow in and out to make sure users are connected. Users have the needed bandwidth the distribution of this bandwidth, make sure it gets to the users. It also allows you to monitor complex landscape using switch management software. We have a lot of switching organizations that are distributing this packet and this traffic. This switch management makes sure all these switches are performing its duty. Last one we will have here is network assurance. The network assurance component of network management team involves policy enforcement to control risk, ensure internal compliance, and keep out security threat. The purpose of network assurance is to deliver a safe and reliable experience to all users. Now, this network assurance is the main duty is to ensure the policies that are governing the network are enforced irrespective of whatever level of network layer network you are. They have to make sure the policies governing this network are put in place, and hence no one or anybody goes contrary to what has been established. Any question, please? Right. If there are no questions, ladies and gentlemen, the class has ended. Thank you for joining today's class.